Well, folks, I said I'd keep you guys updated on the story, and, as the Pyrocynical grooming allegation, this entire story, as it's progressed, things have been getting a little bit sketchy, to be honest, on both sides, the side of Ivory, the accuser, and the side of Pyrocynical, although I'll be honest with you, I feel like the side with more suspicion on it is Pyro's side, although we're still innocent until proven guilty, alright? All I'm saying is that Pyro should probably make a response to these allegations at this point especially. I mean, I thought he should make a response anyway when the allegations first came out, but now I'm fully on board with he's got some splaining to do, alright? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so first off, to be fair to Pyro, of course, there is suspicion of Ivory. This one Twitter user points out a screenshot of Ivory. He says, sending me fat, furry fetish art when I was actually 16, and he was at the time claiming to be an 18-year-old. This was back in 2017, the same year that he was claiming that he was 15 when Pyro was creeping on him. Which is strange. I don't know the validity of this screenshot or whatever, or if this is true or not, or if this is just some bullshit claim made to sort of add confusion to the whole situation and disrupt any progress in figuring out what's going on here. There also was a Twitter video that was linked that I normally would show you, but the video itself is very scuffed and confusing to follow through. But there was a Twitter video of someone speaking to Ivory on the day that he dropped the allegations, where supposedly Ivory was claiming that he was going to get so much clout from this and that he was going to get so much attention. Again, I listened to that audio track, and I would play for you guys. I listened to that thing like 5 different times. It's so confusing, and just the audio quality is shit. So I can't really make sense of it. These are just, these are allegations on top of allegations. Even if, and here's the thing, all right? Even if the Ivory guy was accusing Pyrocynical purely for clout, that doesn't matter. What matters is that did Pyrocynical do the thing that he's questioned of? Well, we don't know. That's what matters. Regardless of, motives don't really matter. Motives don't really change the story that much. Let's break it down to the facts, alright? Now, Ivory has released a brand new tweet longer on the Pyrocynical allegations, where he shares some Imgur files, some videos showing scrolling proof of DMs, as well as DMs from Pyrocynical's girlfriend, who reached out to him when he dropped the original allegation. He also includes some questions regarding some questions people have over why he came out, did he know your age, blah, blah, blah. I guess we could skim through these. Did he know your age? He did, but I don't have proof of that in message form. Why don't you call the police? These screenshots could have been doctor. I think you can read through this yourself. That's not really what I'm interested in. What I actually am interested in is this Imgur link that he dropped in the tweet longer, where he shows, again, scrolling proof of the DMs. He actually shows a lot more DMs than he originally showed, including the DMs from his end that he had redacted prior. The reason he redacted these, I think he explains in the tweet longer, was because I censored out messages from me and screenshots because they were NSFW and I was ashamed, but I realized that caused confusion and lack of context. The important thing to note is that he says in the tweet longer that he dropped this allegation just, he was having a panic attack and he threw it out there. He had the tweet in his drafts for weeks, and he had I guess a moment where he just reached like a total desperation, threw it up on Twitter, did not expect for it to blow up, and now, of course, it is a big story that, people are talking about. So, I have not flipped through all and read each individual DM or whatever. He does show that the deleted user ID, and people have come out and told me that that is actually Pyrocynical's Discord ID. So this is pretty damning proof, although I will say in the DMs, I have not seen, whatever grooming is. Grooming itself is an arbitrary term. It's not something that is specifically defined. It is not something that is technically illegal because it has no real definition that is strict to a set of rules. Grooming is just kind of an arbitrary term. So to me, it just looks like they're sharing art. I would say this is inappropriate to share with a 15-year-old. But is that, is that grooming? I guess that's up to the user to debate, to the viewer. any of y'all watching. I guess y'all can figure out if this is grooming or not, or if this is just, you know, being inappropriate with fans, or if this is something more severe or less severe or whatever. He does use the N-word a lot, which is kind of funny. Pretty based. Anyway. This is what I want to talk more about. This is Pyrocynical's girlfriend. And we know this is Pyrocynical's girlfriend. This is her Twitter account, which is linked to her Instagram, where she has pictures with Pyrocynical. So we know this is her, I guess supposedly in the DMs. I suppose they could have made a fake video. This could all still be faked. This could be doctored or whatever. But here she is popping in, saying to Ivory, by the way, "Hey, yo." Excuse me. "Hey, yo, sorry to pop in like this, but why do you tweet shit like that about Niall?" Niall is Pyro, if you don't know. "Like, what do you gain from it? Can't you talk to him directly instead of trying to ruin his career? I remember this happening personally, and it sounded to me like you had a crush on him and asked if he would ever be with a guy." You'll have to excuse me. It's a little bit hard to read this because there's a big pause button in the way. "Fiction is different than IRL. I gotta understand why you felt the need to do this. Not cool." So she's obviously pissed that he accused, you know, her boyfriend of being a groomer. Ivory says, "I know you're probably upset about it, but I know a lot of people who had the same shit happen to me. I put it out there like that because I know if I can talk about it and bite the bullet, it'd be better for them. And honestly, I don't care about that group because of the shit that was allowed to happen, and it's disgusting to me in hindsight. No matter how horny I was, I have nothing to gain from speaking to him except for a half-ass apology, but posting this shit publicly will validate other people's experiences and hopefully stop that from ever happening again." Pyro's girlfriend writes, "I remember you specifically sent fan art to him and furry shit back and forth saying it was being mutual. I remember it from calls and DMs. You can't call it grooming when you were the one flirting with him and seeing if he would bite. I don't understand." Ivory writes, "Hey, wasn't it grooming when you sent me the shit first and I played along?" Or how was it grooming? How wasn't it grooming when you sent me the shit first and I played along? Pyro's girlfriend writes, "If you feel the need to talk about it, why not go to Niall himself and be like, hey, can we talk about it? Played along. You told me you personally liked it." Ivory says, "I don't know what I'd even say, and I don't get what would even be worth talking about." She writes, "Then why is it worth trying to cancel him for a crush you had on him? And why were you too shy to say no when you guys talked about fetishes? I just feel it's very unnecessary to post stuff like this when you know the guy. Like you're not 14 anymore." Now that DM right there is very suspicious. I'll leave it there. Ivory says, "I get that. I think it was worth it because it was not just me being sent the shit. It was a bunch of other people who I know I'm speaking for on this." She says, "Okay, like who? I think people are twisting it, saying it's grooming when they had a star-struck moment with him and didn't want to say, no, I don't like that stuff, and then kept it going. Don't do this shit because you're being pressured by other people, man." Ivory writes, "Assault is the same age as me, and Niall hit him up when he was 16 too." Girlfriend says, "I had a hard time believing Niall slid into their DMs asking if they would jerk off to that shit, and like I said, it's a snowball situation." He says, "Honestly, just like, why is it a million sub YouTuber discussing fetishes with children? How does he not know what he's doing when he took the time to delete every message out of our DMs on his old account, though for some reason left the DMs from 2016 when I was 15. She says, "Besides, didn't Assault go around asking for feet pics?" Not sure that's really relevant. Ivory writes, "Like it's really fucking obvious his intentions." Girlfriend says, "Yo, he was like 18, 19 when that happened. Age difference wasn't that bad, and I know you were talking about how you fucked in your mom's living room and such with both him and me. Like you were clearly mature enough to say, nah, man, I'm not into that stuff. It really isn't obvious at all, Ivory. There was no ill intent in what happened, and you know that." So these DMs continue on with her basically talking to him, and she's obviously pissed. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you guys can read this yourself. She then, of course, shows that this account is real. Supposedly. I mean, this can still be technically faked. But yeah, there you go. So that's that log there. He then shows Discord logs proving that the account is in fact Pyro. Server logs of Niall's old account with his Discord ID taken from the server. Deleted Discord ID. Again, people who have Pyro added on Discord have told me that this actually is Pyro's Discord ID. This is him talking. And of course, this is the message I read originally in the first video on Pyro, where he's freaking out about how it's a ticking time bomb, and he used to roleplay with so many people, and he's so worried about getting exposed back in 2018. So yeah, that's all the information we have so far. And apologies if I kind of butchered those DMs. The screen, reading them off of a screen with all that blur on the screen was a little bit hard, but that is the story right there. Again, no word from Pyro. I think at this point, him and his girlfriend especially, they have a lot of explaining to do. Stuff right here is not adding up. It's not looking good for Pyro. Again, it's not proof. He's still innocent, unproven guilty. But what I am saying is that now it's escalated to a degree where I think it would be very wise for Pyro to come out and just be fully transparent and just tell people, I did X, Y, and Z. I did not do, you know, whatever else he's accusing me of. Here's exactly what I used to do. Here's exactly what I did. This is everything I did. This is everything I didn't. You know, just be transparent. Just, you know, clear the air here, because now people are asking a lot of questions that I would not want to be in the position of avoiding this if I were Pyrocynical. Anyway, that is the story there. We'll keep you guys updated when Pyro comes out and responds. I think I'm not really going to make another video talking about this until Pyro himself comes out anyway. I don't really see a reason to talk about it anymore. But yeah, hopefully we get some clarity on this issue, because things are looking a little bit weird. My name's Ivory. I'll see you guys later.